Hey there, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Eric Estriva. We're going to get rolling here, talking about our snow and then eventual brief Arctic blast. It's not going to get us into drastically colder temperatures for this extended 3-week period like we're still going through right now, but it will bring some dangerous wind chills back to the area tomorrow night and for our Saturday. After that happens, we are expecting a pattern shift, which will be so nice, because since the middle of January, it's been not so nice, especially with those colder temperatures. The snow, I feel like all of us can manage, but it is still piling up. We've got massive mounds of snowfall everywhere, and the snow, of course, is going to continue to stick tonight and for our Friday. But as you can see, just keep an eye on those warmer colors, the yellows, oranges, and reds, even the greens. Those are going to start to slide into the Great Lakes and the Midwest, and that's going to be our pattern shift for next week and beyond. We're actually going to start to see what is a omega block developing. So that's some cooler air out east, cooler air out west. Now, we're not going to be in the warmest conditions because of this pattern shift, but it will be getting more seasonably mild, some more upper 20s to mid 30s, maybe even some upper 30s. It's not going to be 40s and 50s, at least for right now. Time will tell if any of those storm systems are able to bring in some of those warmer temperatures. But the pattern shift just means we're not going to be talking about 15, 20, 25 degrees colder than normal. We're going to be back towards normal, which is something we haven't said in quite some time, because we are now counting 469 hours. That includes right here at 7 p.m. since we've been at or above freezing. The last time we had that was in the early morning hours of January 17th, and it's February 5th. So we went the rest of January into, of course, these first few days of February, and we have still not hit 32 degrees in almost 500 hours. Very, very crazy stuff to be talking about when it comes to that level of cold and how long it has truly been since we've been at or above freezing, which is going to end tomorrow. So we will get just above the freezing mark. Even if we hit 32 degrees, we end that streak. But we will get above the freezing mark as we look towards our Friday, likely 34 degrees. So not a huge jump above freezing, but it will finally break that streak. And that streak will be at 19 days. Officially, the last time we had that was in 2015, and we all know how cold that winter was as well. We've got another area of snowfall swinging through right now, so this is a current look at our storm-ready Doppler radar. We've got some bursts of heavier snowfall across the north, some light to moderate snow further to the south. This is going to be one of multiple waves of snowfall that we will continue to see here for the rest of this evening into tomorrow. And as you can see, most of us will see about a half of an inch to an inch and a half, I would say, going forward after this next wave. We could have a couple spots, maybe 2.5 inches into the thumb. That's just because of some lake enhancement off of Lake Huron. But in general, after what has fallen today, what is already out there right now, we'll add another half of an inch to an inch and a half. So nothing substantial, but even a dusting to a couple tenths of an inch of snow this time of the year, and with how cold it is, can definitely make a major difference on our driving ability and how poor those roads can potentially get. The good news is our temperatures are going to stay in the 20s, so any of that treatment that the road crews are going to bring to our area, they are going to actually do quite well compared to when those temperatures are in the teens, single digits, and even below zero. Our current temperatures right now range from about 21 to 27 degrees. Mount Pleasant, I don't know if the National Weather Service is going to do anything, but your number has been running higher than everyone else as of late. So I don't know if they're ever going to change that, if they're ever going to see if they can recalibrate that number. But you guys are usually 2 or 3 degrees warmer, if not even warmer than that on certain nights than everyone else around you. But generally speaking, we're in between about 20 and 25 degrees in most cases. We'll continue with these on and off snow showers. I know it looks like that snow is going to come to an end here soon. It'll be filling back on in. We'll have some light snow, maybe some light freezing drizzle, but that looks like a lower possibility than, of course, this precipitation just kind of staying as snowfall. By midnight, we still have a few of those light snow showers in the area. We'll continue to see a heavier burst of snowfall developing towards the start of the morning commute tomorrow. So it's likely that for the morning commute. That will be our most impacted commute by far in this stretch of light to moderate snowfall. You can see some of those darker blues giving us that opportunity at a quick accumulation, and that's when the majority of the accumulation up to an inch will happen. We'll also have right along the cold front. So this is our cold front right here. And this is actually going to bring in those drastically colder temperatures. There's that cold front. It is going to bring along and ahead of it some potential snow squalls. And a snow squall, you may have been put under a snow squall warning at some point this winter. They issue those snow squall warnings to bring your attention. It's kind of like a severe thunderstorm warning. They bring those snow squall warnings to your attention just so you know that it's going to be a rapid accumulation. So all those roads will be snow covered and visibility will be quite low. There could also be some very windy conditions in some of these snow squalls. So late morning, I would say 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is when that snow squall possibility will be with us. And then by 5 p.m., all of us are dry. We're seeing some sunshine, and those clouds are going to continue to clear into our Saturday morning. Outside of the thumb may still have some lingering clouds, but all of our temperatures, even if we don't have the clear skies, there's a lot of cold air locked up just to the north. So it's going to bring in those plummeting temperatures. We'll go from around freezing around lunchtime to below zero by Saturday morning, just by a few degrees. And those winds will continue to stay elevated, stay high, so our wind chills are going to be quite low for Friday night into our Saturday morning. Those winds to start the day tomorrow, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Not all that bad, kind of like how they have been so far today. It's when we get towards 2 p.m. that all of us will be in those 30 to potentially 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Those wind gusts will subside a little bit more Friday night into Saturday, but still some 15 to 25 mile per hour winds possible as we get into our Saturday morning, and that's what's going to keep those wind chills on the very low end, which we'll show you here in just a moment. And then we could have some 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts on our Saturday, and that's going to come with high temperatures only in the teens. So our wind chills are likely going to stay at or below zero starting Friday evening through Saturday night into our Sunday morning. So a long stretch of some very cold wind chills, but the dangerous wind chills will happen Saturday morning. There could be a cold weather advisory issued. You can see Saturday morning, we've got a wind chill of minus 17. That's getting into our dangerous category. And then it's -4 Sunday. Monday morning, it's at 6, and then Tuesday morning, 11. So we're going to step up those wind chills as we step up the temperatures. And you can see just that after our 15-degree day on Saturday, mostly sunny. Really not going to feel all that great with the sunshine, but nevertheless, it's nice to see sunshine this time of the year. We will be back into the 20s on Sunday, well into the 20s and 30s for most of next week. And you can see us getting to or above freezing both Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday, we could have a small rain snow mix. Otherwise, we're just watching some potentially very light snowfall on Sunday. Some snow across the north on Monday, and maybe a little bit of lingering precipitation on Wednesday. Overall, the most impactful snowfall will be tomorrow morning in this extended forecast. That's what it's looking like right now, at least. One thing I do want to show you guys before we wrap this up, I'm going to give you another look at our expected wind chills. So this is right at midnight tomorrow. So you can see some of our wind chills, -10 to -20 across the area. Very cold stuff, and it's a drastic change because our wind chills 10 a.m. on Friday are going to be in the 20s. And then as you see, by 6 p.m., we have some wind chills 0 to -15. By midnight, we have those wind chills, as I mentioned, -10 to -20 into the thumb and across the north. So this is definitely in the criteria of a cold weather advisory. As we get into our Saturday morning, -5 to -10 across US 127, -15 to -20 into the thumb and around the Saginaw Bay. And then as we move throughout our Saturday, they will improve. You can see when we get to our high temperature at 5 p.m., we have some lower single digits to around -5. So between -5 and +5 for our Saturday afternoon and evening. And then we'll likely have some of those wind chills definitely getting a lot better. There could be still some wind chills, -5 to -10 Saturday evening, but the clouds and the warming of the temperatures Sunday night, by Sunday morning, our wind chills should be back to around 0 to 10 degrees above 0. But just another look by midnight tomorrow. You can see some drastically colder wind chills that put us into that dangerous category. Frostbite, hypothermia risk goes up, and we could definitely have a cold weather advisory issued from the National Weather Service. So it's just something to keep in mind. Outside of this, we are going to warm things up. Our wind chill risk will be not as significant as it will be Friday night into our Saturday morning as those temperatures improve going into next week, and we'll see that pattern shift also coming along. That's going to wrap it up for me. I'll leave this wind chill up for a little bit more time. I'll actually show you what it's likely going to be Saturday at 6 a.m. And you can kind of take that information in, -5 to -10 towards US 127 into the I-75 corridor, -10 to -15, and then east of Interstate 75. We're talking about -15 to -20 wind chills. So some pretty significant cold that's going to be briefly visiting us Friday into our Saturday, and that's later on Friday afternoon into our Saturday, and then things will start to improve next week.